all your photo, video, and voiceover needs, check out the fine folks at Blueberry Productions. They will take good care of you. If you don't believe me, you can see for yourself. Check out their work at blueberryproductions.tv, the Facebook page, Blueberry Productions, also a Vimeo page, a YouTube page, and it's Blueberry, BLUBERRY, Prod on Twitter. Check them out today. Blueberry Productions, great people, great work, great service.
Hey there, your yard took a real beating this summer. Luckily, Scott's Turf Builder Winter Guard has your back. Just feed your grass with Scott's again this fall when the air is cool and the soil is warm. It's the perfect time to give your lawn a boost. If you do, Winter Guard will give your yard the nourishment it needs to help weak, thin grass recover and support root growth, giving you a greener, more resilient lawn both now and next spring. Guaranteed. Grab a bag of Scott's Turf Builder Winter Guard today. You'll be back to barbecuing in no time. This is a Scott's Yard.
Hey parents, we all try to be extra careful with our children in the car, but then we get an important call or text. Remember, our children are watching. Make every drive a good example. Be in the zone. Turn off your phone. Visit childrenshospital.vanderbilt.org/BITZ to learn more about our teen driver safety program. Brought to you by Monroe Carroll Jr. Children's Hospital at Vanderbilt, the Ford Motor Company Fund, and the Allstate Foundation.
Hello, my name is Travis Williams, President and CEO of Academics and Athletic Consulting, focusing on educating and empowering tomorrow's collegiate athletic leaders. My passion is for the education and genuine concern and care for today's student athlete. It's the centerpiece of my life's work. A college education, both in and out of the classroom, is a truly rewarding benefit. For more information on AAC, you can go to www.academicsandathleticsconsulting.com. Once again, www.academicsandathleticsconsulting.com. Or you can follow me on Facebook at Academics and Athletic Consulting, or Twitter at Coach TWill24, or Instagram Travis L. Williams 24. Or you can call me at 404-542-6079. Once again, AAC is very proud to partner with J.R. McHenry of the Bossman Radio Show, covering sports and entertainment across the country. Please tune in weekly for informative, entertaining, and expert analysis on today's sports and entertainment topics. Thank you.
Dice is on the beat.
Back in the Gerald the Bossman show, joined by Robert Jones, the Norfolk State Spartans, leading the MEAC right now, doing big things up there in Norfolk, Virginia. Coach Jones, how are things with you, man?
Everything's good, man. Everything is good.
I hear that. Well, Coach, congrats on being 7-0 in the MEAC right now, Coach. You're riding that winning streak. So what has been the key factors for you and your team so far as you started MEAC play so hot?
Well, I think the kids got a pretty good focus. I think that they've been paying attention to the scouting reports, and that they've been coming in with a focused mind. And then, they've been pretty confident this week too. So, these kids, whether they're crazy or not, they believe they could go 10-0, and they're going with that challenge for themselves. That's a tough, daunting task to do, to go undefeated in conference season. So, I told them I just want to win enough games so we can win the regular season title, whatever that might be. If that's all 16, then it's 16. If it's 14, it's 15, whatever it might be. But, they really believe they could go 16-0, and the belief is spreading throughout the team, and they've been playing with great confidence.
And, Coach, do you believe the non-conference skills really help you guys out? Because I feel like, playing those teams you guys play, HBCU schools, you kind of play for some money games and go out and play tough for opponents, get that money for the school, raise money for the school. So do you feel like playing up quality opponents in different schemes and different kind of styles has really helped your guys, toughen them and harden them up for non-conference, for the conference play you have in the MEAC right now, 7-0, and hopefully spur them on to win every game? It means you guys can.
Yeah, I think that does. We don't necessarily have to play like a lot of the real high major teams. So this year we played South Carolina and Michigan, which was very good teams. But we played a lot of quality mid-majors that were predicted to win their tournament, and it was kind of on purpose because we wanted to see where we stand against the best mid-majors in the country. And we had a couple close losses to some teams. You know, we had an 8-point loss or 9-point loss to Rider. We had a 9-point loss, I think, to State, and then we had another loss to what's the team? I forgot offhand right now. There's so many teams that we played, but we've had Stony Brook, which is like 16-4 right now. We lost to them actually twice, one time by 5 points, one by 6 points. So, we were right there with some of the best mid-majors in the country. And once we got into conference play, we found some momentum after we got the big win versus UTEP over the Christmas break. We found a little momentum, and so far this year we've been undefeated.
And Coach, looking at your roster, because I feel you have a good roster balance of young and old, and then a little experienced roster you have, Coach. I feel like it's going to help you guys immensely as you all go to February and March here and can potentially make that run that your team wants to make, because having guys who are experienced, having guys who can play, having guys who know the system very well, like what you're running up there in Norfolk State, can really help you guys when it gets tough and nitty-gritty when you're trying to play against these younger teams who may not have the knowledge how to execute in tough situations, make the right play when it gets tough and tight in the second half there. So I feel like your team has the talent to get the job done based on the roster that you have at the moment. Is that something do you agree with, that assessment?
I think that a lot of our key guys returned from last year. Last year we really stumbled in the non-conference, and we played, pretty solid in the conference season, finished at 11-5. But a lot of those guys remember those experiences from last year, and they dwell on it, and they remember it, fueled a little bit, so they kind of learn with through experience with that situation. So, now that we're in some games, even some of the conference games have been close. We know we've been down 10 at South Carolina State and Savannah late in those games, and you kind of see last year, you probably saw panic on the guys' faces, maybe a wild three or a shot that they probably shouldn't take. But this year, it was a lot more calm and just understanding that, we're going to just keep chipping at it point by point, and then we was able to take over both of those games and win those games. So I think the experience factor is definitely kicking in from last season to this season. And then with the new guys that we have, they're just learning from the old guys. So it's a good thing.
And, Coach, at your level, I feel like it's very important player development, because a lot of the guys you get aren't the blue top, collar blue chip kind of guys, but you develop them over time. And by the time they're juniors and seniors, they could play at a high major level because of the player development program. So I feel like the mid-major level is very important to develop your players in summertime, get the guys in the gym working on their games, to grow them as players so they can be good for you for many years to come. And by the time they're seniors, hey, you may they can ride a wave and get into a tournament based on one guy's great development and great play there.
Yeah, we take pride in our player development. Like we say, everybody can be an NBA player, but we want you to max out at whatever you're going to max out at, or whatever you can max out at. Some guys can max out at 20 points a game. Some guys can max out at rebounds a game. Some guys can max out at 8 points a game. But whatever your max potential is, we try to get it out of you by the time you leave here. And so far, we've been doing a pretty solid job with development of the guys over years. So we take great pride. That's one of our recruiting tools. A lot of different examples of players who passed through, and we say, this kid averaged 3 points this year, he averaged 10, and then he first team all MEAC by senior year, and we want to try to keep that trend up, because like you said, we don't go get the top 50 players in the country and just roll the balls out and just let them play. We have to get guys who fit the system and just try to keep making them better and better and better.
You got there, right, Coach. Looking at your team stats, Coach, it kind of speaks to you what you're talking about. It's like, Coach, you got balance scoring across the board. 6 guys averaging more than 8 points a game. You got 2 guys in double figures along with balance rebounding. 9 guys pretty much 2 rebounds per game. So it's sharing the basketball and attacking the glass, 2 elements to shoot. Your staff really honed in on this year to make sure it's key factors for your team to go forward and win games this year.
We always talk about sharing the ball. We look at our assists in every game, and try to see what's the ratio of field goals assisted, and things like that. When it's a higher percentage, we know that we're really sharing the ball. When it's a low percentage, we know we were selfish in the game a little bit. So we try to make sure that we're sharing the ball and our dribble penetration spots and things like that. So we really hone in on that a little bit. But the rebounding is something that I think that can still get better with us. We've been doing a solid job so far, but I still think that's better. And you're going to have to do down the stretch, especially if you want to try to win a MEAC championship.
I hear that, Coach. The coach's preference is this week's game at Howard down there in D.C. What be the things you're focusing on with your team as you get ready for this matchup with Howard, and you got this good time to prep for them as well?
Yeah, I mean, Howard is a high-powered offensive team. They have 3 guys who can really score the basketball. They have 2 guys who return, and a new guy that that was last year, I assume. But they got 3 guys who getting 14 points or better per game with RJ Cole getting in the 20. So from an offensive standpoint, for us, we really have to be locked in and try to slow those guys down. And from an offensive standpoint, we got to just execute and try to do what we've been doing to have success on that offensive end.
I hear that, Coach. Now, Coach, for my listeners out here, I'm big. I'm very low at HBCU schools. I came with Tennessee State. I'm an HBCU guy. So, you talk to the importance of being at HBCU school and coaching these HBCU young men to get these young men, our young black men, a great education loan, teach them how to play basketball, teach them to play in Europe, the G League or the NBA if they're that good. So, how important do you take your role of being at HBCU for our young black men as they grow up into, being like us, established black men in our careers?
I take great pride and a sense of responsibility with that. Not just being a basketball coach, but being a leader of young African American men. And one of the biggest things I tell them and try to ask when recruiting them is that hopefully, if you give us your child as a boy, we'll send them back to you as a man. We take great pride in that because most of these kids are not going to make the NBA. Now, a lot of them do end up making a little bit of money, playing overseas for a couple of years. So there will be a lot of pros in a sense, but there won't be a lot of NBA pros when, you're making millions of dollars and you can set your family up for life with one contract, that's the case really there. There's a bunch of Kyle O'Quinn's and things like that come out of institutions. So therefore we have to set these guys up to be valuable young black men in society. We try to do that through different life skill talks and just using the game of basketball because sports and life, really coincide in many different ways. So, we try to use examples of sports that will relate in real life. For example, I'm a real stickler about time, and I tell them all the time, that when the bus is leaving at 5 o'clock, the bus is leaving at 5 o'clock. It's not leaving at 5:01, 5:02, or things like that. And some people have got left, because we leave at exactly on time. But in the real world, you can't keep showing up to your job late and expect to not be fired. So, you better get used to being on time now. So when you get into the real world, it's going to be second nature to you to be on time. Yep. Hello?
Yeah, I'm here, Coach.
Oh, yeah. So that's just one of the examples that we use, and, that's just what we're trying to do.
Now, Coach, also, for my listeners out here who might not be familiar with the MEAC conference like I am, talk about the quality coaches in the MEAC. You have Savannah State down there with Coach Brad Broadness. You have Coach Ritter down there at Bethune-Cookman. So talk about the league in a whole, about how the league is just growing and the league is just getting better, the talent's getting better in the MEAC, and about the teams and the coaches, because a lot of our listeners don't know about the MEAC the way I do. So can you kind of give them a little bit of a taste about the MEAC from your perspective as being a coach in the league there?
Well, I think the coaches are getting better, the players are getting better. I think the overall league is getting better. I think that, just things that the league do, itself is getting better. The MEAC tournament is getting better. It's been growing in Norfolk. I know a lot of people think that we have the home court advantage, but we haven't won the thing there yet. So I don't know how much of a home court advantage we have with that, but it's definitely growing. You can see the fans, is going from a couple thousand people to now. We played the semifinals a couple of years ago. It was like 10,000 people, and they almost sold out. So, it's definitely an atmosphere that's growing with the tournament, and then the whole league is just expanding. They got new media deals, and of course we still got the ESPN deal, and then a lot of teams in the league now have their own sneaker deals between whether it's Nike or Under Armour or Adidas. And when I first got here, everyone had Russell, and sometimes people will clown you about having Russell and things like that. But now everyone's legit, shoe apparel company, so attached to it. So it's been doing tremendous strides since I've been in the league, and hopefully the league can keep moving forward.
That's when I got for Super Bowl weekend, Atlanta, Coach. Super Bowl here in Atlanta. We got it crazy going on. So who you got, Coach? Rams or Patriots, man?
Man, it's a tough one, man. I know it's hard to bet against Tom Brady, man. So, I'm gonna go with Brady.
I hear that, Coach. Every coach on the day said that Derek Brady. How about the Rams, Coach? Because no, I'm a Falcon, man. No, they took my Super Bowl from me back in Houston, man. So I ain't shook that yet. Had to come back in my backyard and win now.
That's right. I got you, man. I got you.
I hear you. Hey, Coach, been great to have you on the show, man. Talk to you down the road, Coach. And good luck against Howard this weekend, Coach. We'll talk to you down the road. Tell Coach Brown I said what's up, man.
I will, man.
All right, folks, this is Robert Jones and the Bossman Show. People, Norfolk State Spartans here with us on the Bossman Show.
Hip-hop fans, I got a great album for you. The debut album from Family Grind ENT, True Speech and 313 Fresh. We're going to give you 2 discs, 33 songs of pure, genuine hip-hop. Albums available on iTunes, Amazon, Google Play, illstreetrex.com, and streaming live right now on Rhapsody, Beats Music, Spotify, Xbox Music, Slacker Radio, and SoundCloud. Check them out today. True Speech and 313 Fresh. Family Grind ENT. Believe in it. Get it.
A gorgeous tan from Suntan City gives you an inner glow that relights the fire when you run into your first crush.
Vicky, who was that?
An old boyfriend.
Lucky you just tanned at Suntan City.
Lucky he's single. We're doing lunch tomorrow.
Won't be single for long then.
During Tour of the City, try all 5 tans, including spray tan, for just $4.99. Restrictions may apply. Click to buy now.
Suntan City, let yourself shine.
When you're a teen, you finally get to make some of your own decisions. Who are you going to hang out with? What do you want to be? Are you going to glance at that text while driving? Remember, a split second is all it takes for something tragic to happen. Be in the zone. Turn off your phone. Visit childrenshospital.vanderbilt.org/BITZ to learn more about our teen driver safety program. Brought to you by the Monroe Carroll Jr. Children's Hospital at Vanderbilt, the Ford Motor Company Fund, and the Allstate Foundation.
It's maybe the night that my dreams might let me know. All the stars are closer. All the stars are closer.
Tell me what you gonna do to me. Confrontation ain't nothing new to me. You could bring a bullet, bring a sword, bring a morgue, but you can't bring the truth to me.
Alexa, play Kendrick Lamar and SZA.
Okay. Maybe the night that my dreams might let me know. All the stars are closer.
With Amazon Music, a voice is all you need. Get tens of millions of songs. Download the Amazon Music app today.
Yeah, it's your man JC, the host with the most, baby, and it goes down each and every Saturday night right here in the city of Memphis. That's right, y'all. It goes down at Clicks Sports Bar Memphis, baby. 3705 Malco Way, Memphis, Tennessee, 38125. Come out and join us, the Three Kings, each and every Saturday night for the livest karaoke in the city. Everybody gets in free till 10 p.m. Only $5 after. Great food. We got drink specials. We got all kind of games, man. We got the pool tables popping. Whatever you want, we got you, man. Come on out. Have a good time with us each and every Saturday night. That's Clicks Sports Bar, Memphis.